Are you getting ready to move and you have aquariums that you have to move along with all of your other stuff? It can be a pretty scary thing, but you're in luck because Lisa and I just did that. We bought this property down here in North Carolina. We moved everything we own down here. It was an extremely grueling process, but we got a lot of the footage on video, and we're going to share that with you today, exactly how we did it and the army of people that we had to assemble to get it all done. It's all down here. It all made it safe and sound. It's not pretty at the moment, but it will be very, very soon. Moving all of our aquariums was a pretty daunting task because we have the 360 gallon, which is 750 pounds without anything in it. We've got two 240 gallon tanks, which are right behind you. You can't see them right now. Those are 450 pounds bone dry, two 125s, some 75s, a 90, and a whole lot of nano tanks. And don't even get me started on all of the beta tanks. It's a lot. But fortunately for us, we were able to get a crew of people together to help us out with moving all of these. I cannot tell you how grateful I am to all of the people that helped us out. We had family, friends, boyfriends, all kinds of people, including people that traveled from halfway across the country to come here and help us out with this. It was an amazing thing. I felt like the most popular man in the world, which is weird because normally I feel like I have no friends, but I'm gonna tell you the very first thing that I wanna say in this video. If you're going to be moving a bunch of aquariums, get as many people as possible to help you out with it, because trust me, you can never have enough. So let me show you how we moved all of these down here. We had several cameras set out and multiple people were picking up the cameras and getting footage as the day went on, and it was actually a lot of fun. We even caught a pretty scary scene of my future son-in-law almost getting pretty severely injured, but as you'll see in the video, he describes himself as being made of steel, and so he was able to walk away without any injuries. Yes, it's true. My stepdaughter is soon to be married to Kal-El, son of Jarrell. All right, so it's Saturday, and it's the day we are moving all of these tanks. I'm gonna be honest, probably the most stressed I've ever been in my life, mainly because I don't want to break any big glass boxes and I don't want to lose any fish. These fish are all very special to us, but the way that we're going to be doing this is this van is going to be a fish transport, and I have bins in there that I'm taking water from the tanks that the fish are in, putting it into those, and then I'm going to be putting the fish into those. That's not something you absolutely have to do, but I'm doing it for temperature purposes because it's a little cooler out today. I want the water to be nice and warm that's in there. They will go in there, the lids will be put on, they'll slosh around a little bit when we're driving down to North Carolina, but they'll be okay in the long run. And we just cross our fingers that they'll all be okay on the other end. So that was the garage where I had my personal tanks, but we haven't even talked about the basement yet. Let me have Lisa show you what she had going on down there.
Okay, so today is the big day. We're moving all the betas down to the fish house. We're moving all of our tanks down to the fish house, the discus, the goldfish, the Oscars, I mean everything. And today is day 2 for us as far as moving, because yesterday we moved the entire business and we didn't get home till 2 a.m., got up early, and we're doing our thing down here and in the garage, getting all the fish together to take down to North Carolina. And it's pretty tiring, but it's going to be worth it in the long run, and we really can't wait. But I wanted to show you what I've been doing so far down here. Behind me are the discus. No, I'm sorry, the betas. Anyways, I had pre-cupped all of their cups to take them down. And let me show you. That way it wasn't so much to have to do today, because I'm going to have to catch all these betas in here and get them in the cups, put them in boxes, take them down, set up all their containers again, put the water in it, put them in. That's kind of the easy part, I guess, but yeah. So we've got that going on, or I've got that going on while John's upstairs taking care of the 360 and the 240, and I need to get these discus drained. I'd already drained the goldfish tank, the 125, 2 days ago, and put the goldfish in with John's goldfish. That didn't work out too well, but they had to get moved again. So here we go. I'm gonna get some of this going, and yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. Thank you, Jordan. So I've got all the betas packed up. I've got all of my 10 gallons drained down to about this much so that I can transport those fish out of here safely, but still in the 10 gallon, because it's just 10 gallons. It's not as big of a deal. I've got the 75 and the 90 drained down, ready to go. So when the guys are done doing everything with the 240 and the 360 and the whatever else is out there, they'll have the tanks ready for them to move out of the basement. And so now I'm working on the discus tank. I wanted to do this last because, as you know, my discus are my babies, and I just don't want to stress them out too much. I did drain some of the water from the tank into this 5-gallon bucket down here. So anyways, I'll put the discus and the rummy nose in there, take them upstairs. They'll go in the tote that will be full of more water, and they'll get transported in the tote, not the bucket, the 5-gallon bucket. So this way, they have less time in a bucket and a tote. So wish me luck. These are my favorite fish in the world, and I just want to make sure they get there safely. So how did the move go with the tanks up there?
Well, they're in the truck. It went surprisingly smooth. Definitely worried about the North Carolina end because we got to go a long way with the 360, but so far so good.
Is there enough room in there for all my fish?
I don't know.
Shut up.
It filled up pretty fast just with the 360 and the 240. I think we're going to be able to, with no problems at all, get this in and the 125s and the 125 stand.
Okay.
But I don't know about all the 75s and all that.
Wait, did you get the goldfish tank?
It's not in the truck yet, but we got it. I got it drained.
We could put a couple in the back of the truck if we have to.
That's very true.
But preferably with the tailgate down or up so that I don't stress.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Wow, you're finally starting to get the water to go down in it. It only took, what, an hour? What'd you do to get it to start moving faster?
Freed up the CJ pump, the Ultra Zero, that's what it's called. Sorry, Jay. Yeah, this thing moves water pretty fast. Straight out the back door.
Dang.
Filling this up to put the fish in.
It's actually moving along.
It's moving.
Finally. Thank you, CJ. Sorry about all the sand.
Is it on? Hey.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little stressed about them carrying this tank up these stairs. It's wet out, it's raining, it's slippery. It's definitely dangerous, and I'm pretty stressed and worried.
Oh, Doug.
I mean, Chris is really making me mad out here. He said I have little fingers and said I can't lift nothing.
Hey, Doug.
So, the only thing...
So, I noticed you banged your shoulder up a little bit. How are you feeling?
Okay, we hit his shoulder.
Oh, Doug.
Okay, we hit his shoulder.
Oh, Doug.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm feeling like a champ.
Alright.
Yeah, you can't hurt me.
Alright.
Made of steel.
Okay. Just checking on you.
No, I'm good.
Finally leaving King George County. It's 4:19 and John is up ahead in the U-Haul. My daughter is in the van carrying all the fish and my son's with her to help out in case, you know, something happens. But yeah, I've got all my nano tanks and 10s in here and we are headed down to North Carolina. Here we go.
Hey Doug, how you feeling?
I'm loving this cat.
Oh,
She's pretty awesome. And I'm not looking forward to moving the big tank.
bummer.
I felt like I was doing something.
So there we go. I got to tell you, this was one of the most exhausting weekends of my life, but thankfully, like I've been saying throughout this video, I had an amazing group of people together that helped me out with all of this, including the two people, Whip's World and Eric Furlow and his buddy Eddie, that traveled from halfway across the country to come here and help me out with all of this. And they were truly amazing because they stayed back with me when everybody else had to leave and go back to their normal lives. They stayed with me and helped me hook all of this stuff up and get all of the fish back in aquariums so that, you know, they could live. And that was unbelievable. We were up till almost 3 a.m. getting the big tanks up and running. Lisa got all of her nano tanks up and running, and then she had to drive back to Virginia. I don't think she got in bed until like 4:30 or 5 a.m. It was absolutely ridiculous, but one of the longest days of our life. But it would have been, I would have still been doing it if those people hadn't shown up to help me out with it. So it was absolutely incredible. Just how many people were willing to help us out with this. I feel so blessed to have such an amazing group of friends and amazing future son-in-laws, plural. The one that we showed you, Doug, that almost got hurt, the one that I said Kal-El in the beginning, he's awesome. But my other hopefully future son-in-law is the one I like to call the Hispanic Steve Rogers. I don't know that I've ever met a human being as strong as this kid. It's unbelievable. He was practically carrying the 360-gallon. He was practically handling one end by himself. And I could barely breathe when he was doing it because I was like, oh, it's going to fall. But he was able to do it. And I thought that that was just absolutely miraculous. I didn't realize he was that strong. But thankfully, I had a large group of friends and family that were able to help me out with this whole process. And I can't thank them enough. I mean, I really can't. It's hard. I will never be able to repay the people that helped me out with this. So anyway, now that everything is here, and I tell you, it is in complete disarray. Hopefully I'm showing you footage of all of this as we're talking. The room does not look very good right now. There was no way we were going to be able to get it set up exactly the way we wanted it day one. I mean, it was always going to be a work in progress. We still haven't completely figured out exactly how everything's going to lay out yet, but we have the tanks in here and all of our other stuff finally moved down here. So now we can settle in and we can really fine tune all of this and get it all set up exactly the way we want it to. I'm going to be doing some major overhauls of these tanks that I've just not been happy with, but I didn't want to do anything with them up in Virginia because I knew we were going to be moving them down here. So stay tuned for all of that. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see those videos. This is going to be one of the first ones here. I got to do a lot of work on this tank. And if you've been following this channel, you know that this is my prized tank. So I want to make sure that tank is right. And right next to it is Lisa's discus tank, which she also wants to overhaul. And we're going to be adding a new discus tank, and it's going to be It's going to break the internet. I mean, we're talking over 500 gallons. It's going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to go in the back of the room here. You're not going to want to miss that. So the point I'm trying to make is now that everything's here, we can start going around and making this our dream fish house, our dream fish room / fish house. And that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get it all on video. So make sure, again, I hate to repeat myself, but make sure you're subscribed if you want to see all of that. I need to jump in here real quick and address something that you're probably thinking. I realized I didn't talk about it in the main video. You're probably thinking I clickbaited you. John's full of it. There's no broken tanks. He made it look in the thumbnail like there's a bunch of broken tanks. No, there was no broken tanks, but I didn't clickbait you because we did have broken glass. It just wasn't tanks. It was lids. As we walk around the fish room here, you'll see some of these plastic tote lids on the tanks. That's because I did a horrible job packing the lids and a bunch of them broke, which makes me very, very angry because it's my fault. If I would have just taken a little bit more time to pack those lids up really well, it wouldn't have happened. But hey, at least we didn't break any tanks. I feel good about that, but I sure do wish I wasn't needing to hit up Custom Aquariums to buy a bunch of new lids. I'm sure they're not going to be cheap. I know we could have gone in much more detail in this video, and I think I will down the road do another video that's more specific to exactly how to move aquariums. This video was mainly to show what it's like if you have multiple very large tanks with very large fish in them. Just show you exactly what is involved in doing that and the nightmare that it is, especially when you're moving them 3.5 hours away. What a rough thing that was. I am happy to say though, we only lost one fish in the entire move, and that was one rummy nose tetra out of that tank right there. We thought we were going to lose all of the fish in that tank, but thankfully we were able to get them all to snap out of it and be okay, which I'm so glad that happened because I wouldn't have been able to live with myself if we lost Lisa's discus. If you want to hear all of the details of what happened with that tank, I'll put a link up here, I think it's this side, to a live stream where I went into great detail of what happened with that tank. It has a happy ending, don't worry, but you can watch that, and I will actually link it at the time, at least I'll try, that I talk about that in the live stream. Join me every Thursday night, both of us, for Tank Talk Live. We do that every Thursday, and we can go into detail on stuff like that because we have an hour and a half to just shoot the breeze. Anyway, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm shooting the breeze way too much. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for going along this journey with me. It's been a wild ride, but the fun is just beginning. We're getting ready to make some noise in this place, and it's going to be awesome. So I can't wait to share all of that with you. It is time for me to stop talking. Bye.